Third time's a charm. We got to dedicate it. We think we actually know what it is. So we're going to experiment around a little bit. Not tonight. We've already cut you off twice. But next time, and I think we'll get it. I know we'll get it. These guys are just way too smart. But there are so many components. But enough of that. Okay. So let's answer questions. And we do have a winner for the book. So the book, Cheryl Williams. Nope, was that right? Cheryl Roberts. I'm so sorry. I hope there's no Cheryl Williams out there. Cheryl Roberts, you won. So Cheryl, if you will shoot me an email, peggy@silhouettepatterns.com, and just give us your address. We'll mail the book out to you as soon as we hear from you. Congratulations on that. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I was talking about this one. This is tiger. So tiger print is really big this for fall. Tiger, snake, and leopard. We're much more specific. We don't say animal print anymore. That's just so out of style. Tiger, snake, and leopard. Okay, so this is tiger. We're going to learn, this is like a grade school when we learn our stripes and learn our animals. And I love this. These coordinating fabrics. This is a mesh that's a stretch, and it's a, I don't know if it's a silk. I'm not sure what this is, but again, it's 45.32 and 45.34. And I just used a yard of each. So this is the woven body, and this is a knit sleeve. So you want to be sure that you use your knit template, front and back, and draw it onto your blouse, because this has a blouse armhole because it's woven. And it's just really easy to do. And this one I did first. It was just, to me, just kind of, how does it sew together? How do I like the fit? How do I do all of that? And I love it. I mean, I love it. It's always like I say, which one am I going to wear? Which one am I going to wear? But that was really fun. So what you want to do is kind of do a test, do it up, try it out, and then you can start playing around with all the different stuff. Just way too much fun. Okay, so we had a couple questions. Do we have those or did we lose? Okay. So how much fabric does it take for the animal print blouse? I think you mean this one probably because it has the added sleeve. I would probably do whatever your size took on the back of the envelope, and then I would add 1 yard. The sleeves are going to take about a yard. So just whatever size, turn on the back of the envelope, figure out what you need for your size, and just bump it up 1 yard. But you guys, we've got a lot of cool fabrics that would work. I don't think we have this fabric anymore, but there's a beautiful snake, gold snaky one that we have that's lovely, that I would be really pretty for this. It's kind of like a sheer, but you could just wear a tank top under the body, and then the sleeves would be beautiful. I don't remember the fabric number. Sorry about that. Okay, on the ruffle picture, are her shoulders too? Oh, let's go back to the ruffle picture now. And then we can, are the shoulders too narrow for her? I think so. I think the whole top looks too small for her. But, you know, this was just a, I don't know, people just, a lot, especially women a lot of times wear clothes that are just too small. It seems like we're on both ends. It's either way too small or it's way too large. It's never kind of in the middle. So yeah, this looks way small to me. Okay, but let's talk about how to do this, because I love this neckline. I just thought it was really pretty, but I decided to choose a fabric that was just beautifully soft and floral, and this fabric is 46.28. I just put it up today, 46.28. And then what I wanted to show you was how you could take and mix a sheer and put a knit sleeve on it. And I love the combination. I just think it's beautiful. And the knit, you want to use a really lightweight knit, is 45.28. It's a great black. It's a great lightweight. It's 100% cotton knit, because you don't want it to just be too heavy. You want it to keep that lightness on there. Okay, so let's talk about how to do this. You can see that the ruffle is the yoke. And then let me just show you in the back. You don't want to change the back at all. You want to use the facing, or the yoke, whatever you want to call it. And I sewed this on the inside and flipped it to the outside, but you don't want to put any ruffles or fullness in the back yoke, because otherwise the front yoke will fall forward. It won't stay where it is. So just a heads up. The back you do just like it is, and the front we're going to look at how you change it. Did you put darts in the back of the shirt that you're wearing? No, I just left it open and figured I would wear it with a belt. How much longer did you make the blouse with the gathered sleeves? 4 inches. how did you make the ruffle? I'm going to show you right now. So I think we're all together on the same page. Okay, so this is what the yoke looks like. And then this is the back yoke. And they sew together like this. You know, you have two sides. Okay, so they go all the way around the neck edge. And you sew them all the way around the neck edge and either flip it to the outside and stitch it down, turn the seam allowances under, or I sewed it like in this case, I sewed it on the outside, flipped it to the inside, and then top stitched. You can do either one. Okay, so then what I did, I decided that let's look at this ruffle picture a little bit. Now her ruffles are not anchored at the shoulder, but I wanted mine to be anchored at the shoulder because you can get more ruffle when you're doing it that way. And the ruffle cascades. I think it cascades a little prettier also when you do it that way. So that was my concern, was that it gets anchored at the shoulder. So you can see that one is wider than the other. I like the idea of two, so I was going to do two. And you can see that that is about 1 inch wider. What I didn't like about her blouse, besides the, you know, plaids, was you can see the back side of one of those ruffles. It's not, it doesn't look like it's a pretty side. So I wanted to use a fabric where the back side didn't matter, and you can see, especially down here, the ruffle goes on both sides, and it's just beautiful. I mean, I just love this fabric. In fact, I decided once I saw this picture, I thought, oh my gosh, I know the perfect fabric for that. And I actually ran to the store. I had this bolted fabric in mind, and I brought it back and I put it up just today. I mean, I had made the blouse before. So let's look at this, and I'm going to show you, because this is my ruffle, but I'm going to show you how it evolved. So the first thing I did was I cut the shape of the neck, shape of the shoulder, shape of the front. I did everything the same. The only thing I decided is I wanted the ruffle longer than the yoke. I wanted it longer. I didn't want it to stop. The yoke stops right around bust line, a little above. I wanted it to be extend a little lower. Then the other thing I wanted, as you can see, is I kind of drew it out here at the side. I drew it out wider, and then when I went to combine it, I just softened that. So I just made a real soft connection for the sides of the ruffle. See how illustrated this is, or how kind of sharp it is? I just bridged it and kind of curved it, and then curved it around the bottom. So I lengthened it and curved out all of those sides. Okay, and that was it. Then what you want to do is measure that edge. And my measurement came to 16 inches. And then what you want to do is you're going to cut. And you're going to cut, you're going to cut, you're going to cut, until you do 1 to 1.5, and this came to 24 inches. So 16 and 8 is 24. So from all the way up here, it doesn't change the shoulder. The neck shape will change, but it doesn't change the length. So once the ruffle gathers up, that neck edge will still be there. And so I gathered, you know, slash, 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 slash all the way around. So all the way from here, all the way over to here is 24. I cut one that was the bottom, and then I cut another, I'm sorry, that was the top, and then I cut another one that was just 1 inch wider. I didn't make a new pattern. I actually used this for the pattern. I laid it down and I just cut it 1 inch wider. Okay, so then what I did is I did a rolled edge, simply because I thought it would just be really soft and really pretty. So I did a rolled edge there, all the way there, and then the rest of it, I just sewed it on just like the yoke. Except, remember again, it had a center front seam now because there was 2 pieces. But I remember I had already done that over here. I had done a center front seam, so that's not a big deal. And then once I sewed it on the inside and I flipped it to the outside, I anchored it. Like I anchored it here at the shoulders to here at the shoulders. And then the other place I anchored it was right here at center front, right at the bottom of the ruffle, right there. Because without anchoring it there, the ruffle just kind of switched all over the place. And because I wanted it to be firm, I literally just opened this up, I made sure I knew where the middle was, and I stitched it right in place, right on top of like the seam, so that it stays nice in place and you can see all this beautiful ruffle. Okay, and then you can see I made this little loop with the button, just because I like the look. It wasn't because it needed it. You could wear it open if you wanted to, but I really liked that look. Okay, so let's answer questions and let's see how we're doing. See how we understand that. So from the start of the broadcast, so I'd like to have a 40-year-old bust too. Can you explain again where to end your bust start? So keep in mind that the bust circle is a 3-inch diameter radius, 6-inch diameter. So it's a pretty big area that that bust dart can stop within. So typically in many ready-to-wear, the bust dart is actually higher than the bust point and the nipple are an alignment point between the garment and the body. The bust circle goes around the bust point because the fitting darts can go anywhere within that bust circle. As long as they go within that bust circle, they're considered fitting darts. If they're outside that bust circle, they're too far away from the bust and they don't do the job of fitting. So they have to be within that bust circle. I have a tendency to take mine to be high. Mine are high because in most ready-to-wear, they put them high because they kind of fit anyone. I don't know if they fit anyone, but they fit everybody. And they're within the bust circle, so they're technically fine. And I've noticed in ready-to-wear, and I've noticed with women, that when those darts come a little bit above, it just, looks better than if the darts are low and below the bust point. That's my observation. That's my opinion. Somebody could argue all day long, and I would say, okay, it's just your opinion to do what you want. But that's what I've noticed for me. I really like it, and I do it. I wear my bust darts above my bust point. A lot of sewers have a tendency to think that's wrong. It's not wrong. It's just a choice. Okay? How much fabric for the gathered sleeves with the animal print blouse? I think that was this one, and I think I answered it. Let me do it again. Do your size, whatever yardage is on the back, and then add 1 additional yard for the sleeves. The sleeves are going to be gathered, and they're going to take up about a yard by themselves. So whatever the back of the pattern says for your size, and then add a yard. That's just a guide. Okay? Okay. This has been one crazy night. All right, so we have the sleeveless, a dress. So we've used our sleeveless armhole template. And when I say this, you guys, we don't have to, we just want to make a template from the armholes that we like and the armholes that we wear, because otherwise you're having to reinvent the wheel all the time. So this one is sleeveless. This one right here was a knit. This one was a knit. This one was a blouse. This short sleeve was a blouse. So within this pattern, I used the sleeveless, I used the knit sleeve armhole, and I used the blouse armhole and the blouse sleeve. So remember, wherever the blouse sleeve goes, the armhole that fits it goes with it, and you just draw it on. And you can connect the shoulder to the side seam. Very, very easy to do. When you use the knit arm sky on the woven top, and you line up the shoulder and the side seam, does it add a little cross back and cross front? I don't know what that means. However, if you're putting the knit and you put it at the shoulder where you want it, and you put it at the side seam where you want it, whatever goes in between, just follow along. Forget where it crosses or what it does or what it might not do, or if it's skipping and singing a river song. Just shoulder seam, side seam, connect. That's it. Okay, the only thing I would caution you is make sure that that's the knit armhole and sleeve that you like. That's it. Okay? So for side bust darts, you tend to make them slightly above the bust. But French darts would always end below the bust. Very good distinction. And the difference being is because if you try to take a French dart which comes up below the bust, the only way to get it above the bust is to go through the bust circle. Because remember, it's converging in. So if you try to go through the bust and go to the top, that's going to be a train wreck. So don't do that. Yes, your statement was correct. Great distinction. But keep in mind that French darts, when we do them, you really don't even see them. They're below the bust. They're not visual. They're really lower. Whereas bust darts have a tendency to be a little more visual. We try not to make them visual, but they still are a little more visual, especially in solids as opposed to prints. In my blouse that I have on, you can't really see them. You can if you stare at them down, but as you look at the blouse, you don't really see those darts. I think I missed, does this pattern have darts? We are Silhouette Patterns. I don't think we have a pattern without darts, do we? We are darts. We should have named our company Silhouette Darts. That's what we should have called us. 450. Yes, it has darts. It has a bust dart, it has a waist dart, and in the back it has a waist dart. It does. Okay? Silhouette Darts. That's what I think we, except everybody would have thought we're game room darts, you know, to throw them at the board. So then we would have had another problem. But anyway, I think that's good. All right, so we are good. I think we've had a crazy night, and I apologize for the problems. We think we know what it is. We're going to fix it. We'll post all 3 sections so that you guys can just pick the section you like the best and only watch that one. But if I can answer any questions for you, let me know. We got a book winner. Cheryl will send you the book. What else is going on out there, you guys? Cheryl Roberts. Yep, we got that. What else? Anything else? End of August. It's a great time. All good. I guess that's it. That means you have no more questions. And you've got it all down. And you have these lovely fabrics. We put up, talk of lovely fabrics, we put up lovely fabrics today. Silk sheer coordinates. Oh my goodness gracious. Every time I get these fabrics and I open up these boxes, I am like a kid. I wouldn't even say in a candy store, because candy does not excite me near as much as these fabrics do. These fabrics are way better than candy. Candy makes you gain weight. These do not. These are way better than candy. But it was fun. So we put some up today. We've got lots of wonderful fabrics coming for fall. I'm just thrilled at our fabric selection and choices. And we'll continue to bring them to you for just, you know, really low prices. That's the goal. All right, so I think we're good. I want to say thanks to everybody for watching, and we will see you Thursday. Bye. Happy sewing from all of us here at Silhouette Patterns.